All right. Hey, guys, my name is Chad Jefferies. I'm going to go over some of our base offensive plays. I'm over at Heritage Academy Gateway in Queen Creek, Arizona. Um, I've been here 1 year so far. My contact information is up there on the screen. You can contact me anytime with any questions, or if you want to talk football ever, just let me know. So we're going to go through this. The program itself, before I got here, started June of 2022. They hired a young kid, a college kid, that had no previous coaching experience, but he did play college football. They ended up letting him go right before the first scrimmage started. So obviously that first year wasn't going to be successful. They didn't win any games. 2023, they decided to keep the interim coach, which was the basketball coach that just jumped in and volunteered for the school. He's a great guy. He's still over at the school. They were able to get 2 wins that year, and I was hired March of 2024. I'm going into my 9th year of coaching, and this was my first time being a head coach. And so one of the first things I did was watch the film from the previous years, and I was watching. There was a lot of things that went on that didn't really make sense, but one of the main things on offense is I felt like they had no identity. It was just like grab bag. Let's see if this works. Let's see what happens here. The funny thing was they'd have success with like a formation or a few plays for like half a series and then go away from it and then throw an interception or have a fumble. So it just looked like a complete mess. So one thing we decided to do was try and have an offensive identity. And so we came up with a few things. We wanted to get our players bought into the concept of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Obviously, if you get 3 yards every play, you'll slowly march your way to the end zone. And it's a cool phrase. And if the players are bought into it, it's just really fun. Another one of our things is the KISS concept, keep it simple, stupid. We thought that overcomplicating everything, especially with a new program, we're at Heritage Academy. It's called an academy for a reason, very academic school. We're not bringing in a whole lot of athletes. We're in the CAA as well. That's like the lower division of sports in Arizona. The AIA is the big one, where most of the schools have their sports programs in. So the main focus of our school isn't even football. So it's like, okay, like they're all academic. They got 3 hours of homework every night. So we're going to keep our football plays simple so that they can just go out there and just play football. We'll practice a lot of fundamentals. We're a very undersized team. Our biggest offensive lineman he was 6'4", weighed 205 pounds. The rest of our guys were way shorter, even if they did weigh more. And so we were outsized probably like 80-90% of the time. And so we decided to use angles to our advantage, and try to just get bodies on the point of attack. One quote that I've liked, I've stolen it from previous coaches. Obviously, we've all stolen it from Bruce Lee, is the quote that says, "I fear not the man that has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man that has practiced one kick 10,000 times." So we felt like if we can get really good at a few sets of plays, then maybe we can get something. Because obviously you got to do something different than what had been done before with the minimal success that they had had. So in 2024, we ended up being the state runner-up. Totally just, it shocked me. I was just hoping we could win more games than the previous year. We did end up embodying that identity, and we were just a ground and pound team. We averaged almost 300 rushing yards a game. We only scored one passing touchdown the whole season. 3 of our players rushed for over 675 and 10 touchdowns each on the season. That was our quarterback and our 2 starting wings. Our backup wing rushed 450 yards for 8 touchdowns. We had 2 other players rush for over 250 yards and a few touchdowns here and there. As a team, we averaged 7.6 yards a carry. So it was really more than the 3 yards on a cloud of dust. So it was just really fun. We really shrank everything down. We ran one formation 90% of the time, which was the under center, 8-man double wing. And then in that formation, we ran one play 60% of the time, power. And it takes, as a coach, with like I have more experience than just this. So it was like it was not a humbling experience, I'd say, but I had to get rid of my ego because I'd get made fun of in the league, like, oh, those Gateway boys, they only know how to run the ball, or they run the same play over and over again. It's kind of stupid. It's like, yeah, but it's working. So like try and stop it. Like I know more football than that, but I also am smart enough to know like this is how we can succeed. And I'm okay with people making fun of me. It's not about me, it's about our players, it's about us um, having success on and off the field. So the 8-man under center double wing, that I've ran this offense as a package before, as an offensive coordinator at different spots. This was my first year doing 8-man football. And so we just took the fullback out, and obviously the tackles are out in 8-man. We have our wings tilted looking towards the football. And this is the main formation that we use 90% of the time. And our main play is power. We had a few variations off of it. We had what we called wrong wing power, which I'll go over what they all look like, where we just had the opposite wing motion that it usually does. We had power keep, which is where our quarterback kept it. And then obviously you got to have a counter with to me, you got to have a counter with almost every base play you have. And so we ran a crisscross counter with both of our wings. That was pretty fun for our players and pretty successful. So our base power play, we got our play side from tight end to backside guard. They're all walling down. We teach the concept of wall to the ball in 11-man football, but we figured in 8-man football, we needed to use the backside guard as well on this wall. With the wall, our objective is not to block like certain players necessarily. We're trying to stay shoulder to shoulder with each other, and we're opening up a door, and that hinge point is that backside guard. And we're going to get anything in our path as we open up that door, whether it's a defensive lineman, a linebacker that's trying to blitz, and we're not worried about anything to our outside. So coaching up that play side tight end is super important for us. And really, it's just about teaching him to stay step for step with the tackle and shoulder to shoulder with him. We used our play side wing to kick out, and it's a difficult block to master at first. It's kind of weird. You got to step inside with that inside foot and really try and get your shoulder into the armpit of whoever you're kicking out, whether it's a D end or a walked up backer. Pretty much it's that first guy that shows up when the tight end goes to wall down. So that play side wing's kicking out. Our backside tight end, he's pull, and we call it hugging the wall, making sure there's no leaks through the wall, and then he's scraping right up that wall. And then our quarterback, after he pitches, he's also part of the block. He's blocking a force player, maybe a safety that's coming up, maybe a corner that's coming through here. And our wing motions, it's not a sprint motion, it's just some short choppy steps. And then he's looking just get right in this pile of bodies. And he's also looking cut back here if it's open. And I'll show a few plays from that. Let me get here. So this is our second game. Sorry, 8-man film usually isn't great, so there's not too much great film that I have, but hopefully we can see what happens here. So this is power right, yeah, exactly what I showed previously. This team definitely oversized us, but I feel like they just weren't ready for somebody just run downhill right at them. I mean, their defensive line standing straight up, and we're getting our guys to their spots and just having success there. Let's get to another play. This is power going the other way, power left. Same thing. We got the wing motioning, building that wall, the tight ends hugging the wall. He could do a better job of staying close. Let's see that kick out block by our play side wing. And he doesn't do a great job either, but at least he's getting a body on a body. That's what we always coach. That's what we always teach. Like, hey, if you can't get a great block, don't give up on the play. Just stay body on body. And the guy he's blocking ends up getting tripped up anyway. So we're able to have a successful play there. Let's go to a different game. Let's see. The power right. Film's a little bit better for our home games. The wall. A little bit better of a kick out block. And really, it's almost like these defenses that try and play us. I don't know what their strategy was. Some of them would try and back up and like read where the pullers are going and stuff. It's like, no. Because as soon as you back up, when we're running right at you, that's not a good idea, because we'll definitely get the 3 yards and then some that we need. Let's see the wall. We're walling down anything in our path. Really, our tight end didn't do a great job. He should have stayed on this guy. But because of our pullers getting there so quick, we were able to pick him up. And let's see. We'll show one more out of this one. This is the power left. These guys were a good team. This is AZ Compass that we're playing. They're coached by Jalen Strong. He's a player that played at ASU. He played in the NFL for a little bit. So they were a well-run team. They got some big boys. And this still worked okay. We lost the state championship game 42-32. So not a terrible effort on our part. And really, these guys are kind of overpowering us a little bit up front. They're sort of knocking us around, but we're getting our bodies in the right spots. We're having the like okay angles on these guys to where we're still able to get, what is this, about 7 yards on this play. So that's our base off of that. So our play off of this is wrong wing power. We have our opposite wing motion. And then it's honestly easier for him to kick out. And then our wing that usually gets the ball, he doesn't get to motion, so he has to hop to that spot quickly and then get there. And so we'll watch a few plays. This is another team that sort of just stood straight up, obviously didn't understand what we were doing. And the cutback lane is right there. This game was fun because I was kind of nervous, wondering, is this going to work? Are we going to just look stupid? And our players they're just awesome. I love our guys. They were able to just own this and take care of business. See how much easier that kick out is for that wing. He's able to give himself some space and really get to where a fullback usually would be before he kicks out. The ref even got in the way here. Let's see, we're getting bodies at the point of attack. Our pullers are doing a great job. Quarterbacks, yeah, he could have done better, but I mean, he's a quarterback, so we'll give him a pass there. And that cutback lane is just right there, wide open besides the ref. Let's show another variation to this one. We have our power keep. So with this, our wing still motions, but then he sells like he's got the ball running outside. Our quarterback spins around as if he's pitching and then holds at a 180 spin for about half a second to a second, and then flips around and finds our pullers, finds our wall, and then just goes. So let's get to a few of those plays. These ones are fun to watch because you get to watch the defense over pursue a little bit because they're so used to that wing getting the football. So same blocking up front, wing still kicking out, tight end still pulling. So really no change for our players besides those two players in the backfield. Our wing could have done a better job of selling it and getting wider, but that's fine. Play still worked. You can see three guys thought the wing had the football, and it was just like walking into the end zone. The Gila Bend team we played was probably the most physical team we played. I feel like they were pretty well coached too. Obviously, if you look at us, they're getting penetration into the backfield with their defensive line. They were really aggressive. But we were able to have guys in the right spots, at least bodies on a body for at least a second. Our quarterback's able to just squeak through right there. Let's show counter. So with counter, this is counter right. We still have that wall down from backside guard to tight end. We're opening up the door at the guard. The tight end still pulls and hugs the wall. Our quarterback is our kickout guy, though. So after he pitches it to play side wing, he stays facing that same way, kicks out the defensive end or whoever's left over. And then after the wing gets the ball, he hands it off to the other wing and goes right in that same area. Sometimes this play would bounce outside. Sometimes it would just hit right off the quarterback's kick out. And we also tell our wing that gets the ball first to just act like he has the ball, running to the outside. We were able to fool some teams. Let's watch a few of these plays. Is it counter right? Still the wall. The QB does an okay job kicking out. He didn't really sustain the block, but it was enough to keep him out of the play. This one ended up bouncing outside because they were faked out so bad. We were definitely outsized by this team, but just getting to the right spots. We're not even fundamentally there yet with our blocking. If we see how high up these linemen are, we could definitely get lower. But because we're getting to the right spots, because our players are playing aggressive and they're at least bought into what we're trying to do, we were able to have some success this last season. Let's watch one more. This is another one where they're way over pursued. They loaded up the box. This was the second time we played this team, so they really knew what our bread and butter was. So our wing was just able to take this to the outside and just bounce it out. They're able to fake out that corner. We thought our other wing had the ball, and so we were able to just get to the edge and take it in for a touchdown. So that's what we were able to accomplish with our players being bought in. I feel like it's really because we simplified everything down. We helped the players have an identity on offense. They were able to understand their jobs. They were able to execute, and it was about me dropping my ego, and it was also about me buying in to the system. So thank you guys once again. If you have any questions, you want to talk offense, you want to see some of our other variations that we ran out of the double wing. We also use some beast formation as well. There's my contact information right there. Thank you guys.